And we are getting into Champ Select here, and no surprise, we see Evelyn banned early after that Taylor Swift game. It was expected.
And we do have a ribbon band coming out. I don't see her played enough in these matchups, in this tournament specifically, that would warrant a ribbon band. But we do have the J4 band coming out, a fairly strong jungler that you don't want. Much like Zac and Nunu, he's just a jungler you don't want to see the enemy have. So I can see the need for Team Solo Q pushing that.
And it looks like we have 3 hate bans from last game. Evelyn, Kennen, and Blitzcrank. So they're trying to quickly learn their lesson and see what kind of champion pool that they have.
And we do have the Blitzcrank being banned out too. So those were all really targeted bans, but the Evelyn and the Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank you kind of never want. Same with Thresh. But we do have Shen being picked up so far, and a possible Fizz. Not many people do you see actually playing Fizz, and Zac being insta-locked from yes, Zac. He's such a good champion. He makes team fights happen. He makes team fights unhappen if you need him to. He's just a really good champion overall.
It's about time we see a Shen. Well, I'm not sure if Shen will be actually jungling or going top lane, but it's a split pusher. I've been wanting to see a split push for all day, so. And we have an abandonment in Champ Select, so.
Yeah, Winterfell has left. And apparently he's having client problems.
And looking at, like, while we sit here and wait to start the game, if you look at some of the rankings on each team, the rankings are in favor of TeamRealDeal.
This isn't Real Deal.
Oh, it's not?
This is unless it is Real Deal now. Ah. Damn it, I can't read because the text is so tiny. And then again, I'm not in the I have to spectate through the stream, so the text is kind of unreadable.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was shoutcasting last game. Well, we clearly forgot it, so you can't tell us to not.
Yeah, I clearly forgot it. Even though we casted your game earlier. Sasha's OP, forgetting names. And make sure you guys keep the same picks and bans you already had, because yeah, Macs are poop. I own a Mac, I can say that. But yeah, same picks and bans that we already saw. So that is gonna be that Shen. We're gonna have that Zac. We're gonna have that Fizz, that weird Fizz. Which turned into a Zyra because he didn't actually lock in because he disconnected. But Zyra support OP. So that actually might be a Zyra support. If it is, I'm going to be the happiest person in the universe. How do you get on raid call with a Mac? Carefully. Sorry, I like answering questions in chat while streaming, like while casting. We do have Tank Vagar lucking in the Israel, possibly really pokey team so far.
Well, I mean, to go back on that question real quick.
And Leona.
To get on raid call with a Mac. You just go out and buy a not Mac, then get a real computer.
Yeah, like I did. I bought a
Aha!
real computer. We have Draven. Barakimon's Draven is just so good. He's been in this tournament before, and his Draven is just superb. Before and after nerfs. And TF, possibly coming out here. I really like TF because he can be anywhere he needs to be. I mean, I get like I don't want to say recently, but a few months ago they did turn or a month ago at least they did turn down his ultimate for a longer cooldown, which made me mad because I hate that they did that to global champions. All because people don't know what magic resist is. Damn you, Karthus.
The TF pick is a big deal because now he'll be able to mirror the Shen's movements, and vice versa. Shen will be able to mirror TF, so they kind of are able to keep themselves in check. Both have to be aware of each other.
I like this Varus pick. This Varus pick with this Zyra is going to be awesome. Just click the OK on the active game not found. It's not anything bad. It's just a stupid glitch that Riot hasn't fixed. But yeah, no, these are gonna be fun ultimates coming out, especially with that stun card. Fizz might be a troll hover over coming out from TeamRealDeal over here.
Fizz is actually, if Zyra is mid, Fizz is not a bad idea.
She's not mid. It's TF. TF is gonna be mid. It's gonna be a Zyra support with Varus, which is really strong, actually.
This is also extremely strong against TF2. Being able to pull over the card, and TF has to show the card. He's like, hey, I got a gold card, I'm about to stun you. And Fizz just says no to that.
But I mean, he still does have the poke coming out from those wild cards. So regardless, he has wave clear so much. And we might have a Rumble in the top lane. I love Rumble in the top lane, but might turn into Shyvana. No, not Shyvana. Although Shyvana recently had her ult finally fixed to what it was supposed to be originally. It's really nice.
And Shyvana got retooled for the jungle mostly, but I don't think we'll see much play of her because her kit still is not very good. She really needs a stun in order to become viable, and I don't think she'll ever get that.
I think what they finally fixed with her ult, though, would make a stun unviable for her. Because that would be like giving Hecarim a stun.
Hecarim at least has the fear CC mechanic and has that strong initiation with CC on his fear, and also he can knock people back into your team through the ultimate. So I mean, he has a little bit more. He has a better kit than Shyvana does, although they do fill the same role.
So we do have that Lee Sin in the jungle currently. We do have that support Leona with Ezreal. We're gonna have that top Shen with teleport, which is really, really nice because he can just keep ulting and teleporting everywhere. And that mid Fizz is just obnoxious, with the enemy being that jungle Taylor Swift, just a nuisance with that Zyra support. We do have Varus, and those ultimates right there, those 3 ultimates, oh my god, just gonna be ridiculous. Team points are gonna be so fun this game. With that TF just gonna be going everywhere, that answer that Shen with that teleport right there. And we do have Jax in the top lane, just gonna be hammering bodies left and right. So how do you feel about that bot lane, that starting bot lane?
Leona Ezreal against Zyra Varus. Varus and Ezreal both are able to poke, but Ezreal has much more mobility than Varus does. This is going to be a matchup based on supports, whether Leona is able to all in the Varus, or if Zyra is going to be able to poke with the Varus and get that Leona down and keep her in check. So it's really based on that. And top lane, when we run top lanes in our ranked team games, we usually pick Shen because we're gonna lose lane. I don't think Shen ever actually wins his lane. His goal is to stay even and hopefully help out the other lanes win their lanes. And especially against Jax and how strong Jax is, it's gonna be a very similar situation. I don't think he'll actually win trades against Jax, but he should be able to farm and keep up in a gold sense for late game.
But again, they're just gonna have the availability to make the 2v2 bot lane into a 3v2 against Varus and Zyra so easily with that Shen. So they're gonna have to execute those TF ults and hold them really well just to help out, turn it into back a 3v3, and then hopefully Taylor Swift comes down with that Let's Bounce and just makes a fight.
Yeah, it's going to be very jungler heavy too in terms of presence and covering lanes because of TF or Shen ultimates. It's going to be important to cover those lanes to not give up that early turret. So we'll see how jungle aware Razard and Taylor Swift are in terms of communication with their global presence.
Well, we've seen in that last game how well Canada 5 is with their teams, and they were always there to answer when an opportunity came knocking. And their communication is just so solid between the team from what I've seen last game and previous games they've been in. They just wreck. They're here to kill, and they're here to win.
As we get loaded in here, I like to see we have casual summoner spells this time. Instead of your ignite and your heal that you saw last game, we see both players having exhaust. So there's no surprises down bot lane. Normal barriers. Shen with teleport. Hopefully he'll be able to ultimate and get back to lane quickly. Uh, I think mid lane Fizz is going to be able to keep the Twisted Fate in check. We'll see if Twisted Fate is able to keep his mana up and poke Fizz off early game. In level 1 and 2, Fizz has a distinct disadvantage against Twisted Fate because he is melee. But once he gets level 3 and hits his combinations, it's going to be a different story.
So these are two teams that have both won both their series that they just played really, really well. And we did see that Leona as our first game that we casted today, and it was just so strong. I think she missed one Zenith Blade out of everything that I saw on my screen, and she just did so well, and she caught with those ults so well. But they're not so much a really ulti team. Right now, they're a team that's out to catch you out and out for blood compared to the ultiness coming out from Canada 5. And for the fashion report, we do have the favorite Iron Solari Leona Explorer Ezreal, who in this game might actually need a map. We do have Arclight Varus and Underworld Twisted Fate, the best TF skin ever, looking so boss. And Nemesis Jax, which is the weirdest Jax skin in existence. But he's gonna make everyone his nemesis, so that's good.
As we load in here, we got some very quick buys. Again, your normal builds, your Doran's Blades, and the 80 carries with their lifesteal quints. You got your normal wards. Shen is going to ward up and just play defensive and try to farm with the Jax. Jax currently AFK on this load in, so it'll give them a clear advantage if they decide to invade red.
He's not directly AFK. I think it was more of he's trying to decide what he needed to buy for that top lane and for this invade that Zyra might get caught out on. She is going to be paying to go back, and they're not going to see her, but she was really close. Another second, and she probably would have gone down for first blood.
Seconds until minions spawn.
I don't know if Jax had vision of them right there. And he does now, but they had no idea Jax is there.
They do now, though. He did poke his head out a little bit, Shen and Fizz looking to possibly go out, but now they're going to be really safe and restricted to their jungle. We do have TeamRealDeal has that red warded, that area warded, so we'll see what comes of that.
Yeah, I think Zach should start red buff, and he is, knowing that it could possibly be warded. Having your team there to pick up that red buff will help the entire jungling process out, and he'll be able to get a safe blue then by getting that red early.
And we do have TF in the bot lane already, so this might be a 2v1, a lane swap, and Varus Zyra might be in the mid lane.
Yeah. TF is extremely scared of how strong Fizz is, and
Fizz just one auto attack, and that was pretty heavy right there. So this means that TF is going to get levels really, really early and really easily, have a lot of farm. He's going to be uncontested.
We have a lot of convergence on blue right now with bot lane trying to swap mid. And
we do.
The fight could easily break out here.
They don't directly have wards to see what's going on. They do have one placed really well right here towards the tri-bush, not exactly on it, just to make sure that it's safe. Taylor Swift is going to pick that up nice and safe, and it's going to be a swap back into the bot lane, a 2v1 against Fizz yet again. TF in the mid lane.
Yeah, TF does not want to go against Fizz. It's the last thing he wants. So they're going to continue swapping back and forth, depending on how diligent Fizz is in going against Twisted Fate.
I mean, the 2v1 lanes allow TF to get that to get ultimate really early. Nice damage trade in the top lane. Lee Sin is here, possibly to gank. Will he get anything off? And he does get. He does miss the kick from the. He does miss the Q, and oh, Jax almost being picked out. Zyra getting a nice snare right there. Fish Boy is less than half health already, and a lot of damage is already going off to that bot tower.
Yeah, this lane swap we're gonna see. It's all about which lane can kill the turret the fastest. So whether mid Ezreal Leona gets theirs faster than Zyra Varus, I don't think they will. Having Zyra and Varus both be ranged, they push much better than Leona and Ezreal do. So it's a very good strategic play to do this lane swap that Varus, Zyra, and TF are doing.
But we do have Lee Sin trying to gank in the bot lane right here. He's going to be spotted up by a ward, so Varus and Zyra are just going to play it safe, back off a little bit, and Lee Sin going to have to back off equally. Because right now he can't afford to go into lane and take too much XP away from Fizz. You have a nice amount of damage coming down onto Varus. Lee Sin is here to gank, but he is going to get snared. The Q does go off.
Yeah, if you compare tower damage that's gone out, TF's wave clear is also far better than Fizz's is. So this strategy that they're going through with is, I think it'll prove to be effective in the long run.
Jax really low in the top lane, doing a little bit of damage, and we might have Varus go down for first blood right here. The barrier is out. He's slightly safe. Will Zyra get another snare off with those roots? She does not. Another plant is out, and she does flash for safety to keep coming out from Lee Sin. Is going to miss, and Varus is going to back with just a little bit of health. That was very scary for them. Zach came down to try to answer just to keep safe, but that was almost a first blood.
Oh. Trying to see what XP and levels look like, but Shen and TF have to be nearing level 6, and the game will get much smaller in terms of the map total, in terms of that lane presence and map presence that TF and Shen both have.
You do have Shen already with that 6.
Yeah, he's there, and TF just hit his as well. So they'll
Jax
both be...
hit as well, doing a lot of damage onto him. Lee Sin is counter jungling. Jack does get the Wraith, and he is a little bit low on health. TF is going there and zoning. Blue card up, just farming mana right now. He's fairly low, and this is what he needs to do. But in terms of those towers right now, bot lane has the most damage on it. So this is where they're going to need to apply most pressure. It is the most wounded so far, so they're just going to keep pressuring it.
And the steal of the Reds coming out. We'll see that their strategy, TeamRealDeal strategy, with that early ward was actually
like they're going onto a gank in the top lane onto Jax right here. There are 4 of them. He is gonna jump for safety, get this stun off. The Zenith Blade does come out, and he does look like he's gonna be going down for first blood to Lee Sin. Shen teleporting down into the bot lane. Fizz was taking a nice amount of damage. Varus just hitting Fizz really well. And he is going on to him. The snare does come out. The taunt is on him, and Varus does get picked up. Zyra also fairly low. Will she pick up the kill onto Fish? And she does not. We are now 2-0.
Unfortunately, TF was not very aware of the situation that was going on. The lane was pushing itself, and TF still does have ulti. He could have easily picked up 2 kills there had he been prepared for that. Both teams just clearing up their jungle. Purple team decided to, they pinged Dragon a few times. They need to get vision out on that, reminding Zyra to ward it out. That's going to be a big goal differential right now with only 400 gold separating the 2 teams. I'm surprised we haven't seen any towers fallen yet with this lane swap that's gone on, but it looks like bot lane is up on their turret by roughly 700 damage on that turret. Lee Sin and Zach have been doing a good job at ganking and keeping both lanes in check to try and even out or win this phase. Some action up at top lane with Jax and Shen. They just, like I said, Shen won't win the lane necessarily, but he will break even in terms of gold. It's 63 farm to 63 farm. Shen's doing a really nice job at keeping up with that.
And he's got 2 assists on him, and Jax has a death, so that's a little bit what is setting him too. Jax also doesn't have any wards. Not that he's being ganked, but there are more in the bot lane right now.
We've got a team fight lining up in the bot lane for a 4v4. They collapse bot. TeamRealDeal collapse bot in order to try to even out that turret damage, because whatever team gets this first turret kill is going to have more opportunity to dragon with the extra map control that they'll have. So both teams are collapsing bottom in hopes that dragon will result, and you can see that Shen fell back from Jax to hopefully ulti in there. Jax is doing a good job of keeping that turret push, so Shen has to choose between ultimating and taking massive turret damage.
Which is something that might go in their favor, that if Canada 5 does get that damage, Shen ulting away from the damage that was actually just going to be placed on him. But we do have everyone invading onto Zac right here, and he is getting really, really low. The Q is on him from Lee Sin. The kick is going to send him flying backwards. And he does have the fish on him from TF, not moving away fast enough, taking a nice amount of damage right there.
TF uses his ult a little prematurely there. I'm not sure what he was gunning for with that ultimate. It is unfortunately a waste. He didn't really use it on anything. So TF's map presence is now down. If Canada 5 notices this or realizes this, they could take a more aggressive standpoint with that Shen ult. But Shen will go down here to Jax with the tower dive. He got a little greedy staying around. Underestimated Jax's mana and ability to do burst damage.
Gold card out onto the Fizz. Ignite is out. One auto attack and another is gonna pick up another kill for Canada 5 right here. The teams are now even. The gold lead actually in favor of Canada 5 right here. Lee Sin in the top lane looking to get onto Jax. Jax hops away before anything else can be done about that.
Fizz misplayed that playful trickster. He needs to have that on reserve for that TF gold card. And I believe, I'm not sure when he used it there, but if he did, he really needed to reserve that for the gold card. That's just how the matchup is played.
Zyra is very low in the bot lane, forced to flash. Ezreal is out, just gonna hit a little bit of minions. Taylor Swift is here a little bit to answer the call of help. Zenith Blade did go on to him. Not much damage being taken. But Lee Sin is here, making this 2v2 into a 3v2. And they're gonna converge on a dragon right here. This is gonna be the first dragon of the game as well. Will go uncontested right here unless Zac sees the opportunity to go in with that slingshot and steal it, but he will not.
Jax really needs to push.
He needs to really get that let's bounce going. Yeah, he does. Cell Division is going to be the death of him.
And the Cell Division goes out, like you said. And unfortunately, Taylor Swift will never be getting back together.
Sorry, that was the Taylor Swift buds are just so good. I'm sorry.
So you got your normal farm game going on. I don't know how fair of a trade that is. Getting top lane for Dragon tends to break roughly even with the gold amount. It's a little more on Dragon, but on the turret, helping with map control, taking that turret is more worth it. But they did, TeamRealDeal did get a kill out of it as well, so there's a little bit of bonus gold added into that calculation.
But we did just have Varus picking up the bot tower as well, so that just might be a little bit of an equal trade for them. That was 2 towers.
Yeah, I would put my money on Canada 5 for if that was worth it or not. I think they
And
managed
mid lane
well.
is very low too. So Canada 5 does have both team fight potential for when real team fights do happen. We haven't seen too much of a good one happen yet, and tower ability. Do have Destiny coming out. We do have the gold card onto Leona. Ezreal ult is out, and he is gonna fall to Ezreal with that too. The Zyra ult did get a little bit of something going on. Zac is here, but so is Lee Sin, and Fizz is coming just around the corner. The Blade of the Rune King does come out and is used right there from Ezreal, and everyone is just looking tasty low. Varus might go down here to Fizz. The barrier is out. He is a little bit safe. He does actually pick the kill on Fizz instead. We do have a double kill going out onto Lee Sin, and the top lane is still just pushing. That was a good pickup in a 4v3 right here.
Fizz really misplayed that one right there. If you think about that one, he playful trickstered in, which should be used mainly as your defensive get out of ability, and then so he used it aggressively and immediately got exhausted. And at that
We
point,
do have Shen falling in the top lane. I'm sorry to interrupt, but a nice play. The Blade of the Rune King did go out on him, and after he taunted, and it was just so good. The bot tower might just fall here. This is 3 towers to 0 towers right now, so this will be the first tower for TeamRealDeal. Ezreal is going to get caught out. The barrier is going to go out. He is going to have to flash. Zac is coming in with that elastic slingshot. The Blade of the Rune King is popped, and a lot of damage. The gold card is landed onto Leona. Will we see any more auto attacks just coming out from TF left and right? Another gold card. Shen ultimate is going to go, but it is knocked down as they do pick up the kill onto Ezreal. TF is fairly low. The Zenith Blade comes out onto TF, but Leona is gonna go down, much like the sun does. Another really good gold card, a Varus ultimate, a snare just missing. Another Destiny coming out, and he is gonna pick up another kill. Sankuse is just being so ridiculous right here. This was a team that was so in favor of TeamRealDeal already, which is now transpired into a 4-8 and 0-3 towers.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
the wavering factor here, although Canada 5 is winning on the gold meters, is Jax. We haven't seen Jax with the team at all yet. We also have not seen how well his farm and kills have been paying off in terms of how potent he is late game. Everyone knows how strong Jax is late. I'm excited to see what kind of stuff he brings to the team fight, or if he'll just continue to split push and try to outduel Shen, which he has been successful with so far. Looks like Canada 5 is trying to group mid, get their ducks in a row. Not sure. Shen's ult is down currently, and so split pushing is not very effective for Shen if they decide to group. Showing their gold lead and how the pokeability of these teams with TF and Varus, and Zyra has some poke to her too, versus just Ezreal on the poke side. We're gonna see a good tower siege here, I feel. Because Jax is gonna force at least 1 to 2 come to him, and Jax is the best duelist at this point in the game. So he should be able to outduel any single person forcing, so as we can see, they're forcing the dragon here. And Shen's ult is still not up, so it will be a 4v4 at dragon.
And we do have the Zyra ult coming out right after Leona ult was passed down. The Shield of Daybreak is out. Varus is gonna pick up onto that. Holy hell, the shutdown coming out onto Varus from Fizz. Fizz being taken down.
Shen ult did just come up,
really
and we will see that
low.
coming.
Zyra will fall. TF had used Destiny a little bit too late and has escaped with that. The score is now 7-11 and 1-3 in towers. Zach just picked up his Aegis. Bulwark has already been completed for Shen in the top lane. We do have 2 Borks coming out for Canada 5 right now. Fairly tanky, and Zyra's in the lead with her build compared to Leona right now. She does have her boots. And just picked up Kate's lucky pick as well. So she has more of the gold lead, able to buy out more pink wards now.
Hoping Jax picks up a few wards here for himself, and then we're able to see actually Leona's covering him with wards right now. But I want to see more Jax split pushing and forcing more duels. He's getting a heavy lead right now by doing that. That's what I like to see, split pushing.
Zyra right now just picking anything she can. She does have that again. She does have that gold lead advantage onto Leona right now to just do that. We haven't seen TF buy much in a while. He's looking for that straight death cap and then followed up by the Lynchbane. So hopefully he might go back and actually pick up that death cap or Lynchbane right now, which is gonna help them in fights. And he does pick up the Lynchbane instead. And right now, TeamRealDeal is looking for that mid tower. Or at least to collapse onto them.
I'm kind of curious why he decided to go the Lichbane first, because we're looking for TF to have as much poke damage in this composition as possible. And he's not going to be able to get in much melee range with how this all-in team on the opposing side set up, with Fizz, Leona, and Lee Sin. Oh, and Shen for that matter. It's an all-in setup. So, Lichbane, although provides higher damage, I'm not sure if he will be able to...
well, it gives him a nice amount of damage, and he is able to wave clear. He does pick up the kill on the Leona. The corruption is out from Paris. A nice bounce set that up to finish. And the shutdown onto Ezreal from Varus is coming out. And right now, Lee Sin is just looking fairly, really low, and the pickup isn't there. The shutdown onto TF from Fizz. We do have Fizz so low. Another arrow from Varus would set that up. It does pick up the kill, and he's gonna pick up a double onto Lee Sin right here. And this actually might be another tower for them.
Yep.
The only person up right now is Shen, who is split pushing in the top lane. So right now, this might turn into a base race really fast. Shen is gonna have to back because they could lose 2 inhibitor towers right here with that. And Jax is just taking tower damage because he said he can.
Well, Jax really wanted that turret, but he tried to drop the tower aggro and went back in too early before that aggro dropped, so it actually cost him that turret there.
But he is going to back. He's actually going to have money to buy more items now. We do have the Bulwark being completed, and right now it's Omen being picked up from Jax. So team fights are gonna get a little more tastier now.
It looks like TF made the right play. We had first initially thought Deathcap might be his target item there, but he's showing now that he's going Hourglass, which is much wiser to do than a Deathcap, just because he'll be able to now initiate team fights by being able to ultimate in, throw a gold card, and then Zhonya's, and the other team will naturally collapse on him while he Zhonya's. And
or even
that'll last
Zonya's
for-
before the gold card comes out. There was a nice place by Reggie from the LCS the other day where he did play that TF and he Zonya'd at the perfect time to dodge an Orianna ult. And it was beautiful. He does pick up that Zonya's, as you mentioned, right now, actually. And we do have a Banshee's Veil coming out onto Varus, something I missed. We do have Bloodthirster for Ezreal, and just a lot more items for Zyra than we do for Leona right now.
If we take a look at the farms, Ezreal is towering over Varus, but Ezreal has opted to go against the blue build. He's decided to go traditional AD carry build, although he still did get cooldown boots. So I'm not sure why, what his thought process is there, but granted, his team will not be able to outpoke the opposing team. It's more of an all-in strategy. And we got a big team fight breaking out. Jax is going to take down Fizz fairly quickly, and we're going to see Zac being the next target here for this fight. Jax is free roam in this mid-game. Zac's cell division is forced out, and TF is just sitting in the back throwing gold cards, able to weaken that Leona. Jax is able to clean up Lee Sin, and he's still roughly at half health. That allows them to start up Baron here.
And yeah, this is going to be just a free Baron for them to pick up right here. A huge fight that I feel like TeamRealDeal didn't know what they were getting into. The Zonia's is down. They may not have seen that coming from them, but it worked really well. Canada 5, picking up that Baron. Gonna have to do something really, really pushy with this. Possibly push out the bot lane. Possibly take a mid inhibitor tower.
That fight originally came about with the sight of Jackson River. TeamRealDeal saw the opportunity to catch Jax, and if, hey, we can pick off Jax, then we're going to win the following team fight 5v4 because of how strong Jax is. And unfortunately, the counter initiation came in extremely fast with Zac Twisted Fate, and then followed up by a Varus Zyra ulti. It was just, they were able to get to Jax so fast to make that team fight a 5v5 rather than them be able to get Jax down before the fight started.
And right now, we did have Zyra just pick up that Giant Spout and that Blasting Wand, going for that Paralyzed Crystal Scepter, possibly allowing her to slow people with just about anything she does, which is going to be really good. They're looking just for heavy CC ultimates and looking to do more CC even with just basic attack, basic abilities that they have. So we're going to see team fights get a lot more CC oriented.
Jax is trying his hand.
Melting
4v1,
top lane.
5v1. He got really greedy there, and I don't think, he got extremely greedy on that Shen. He knew that the second turret was down, and that he could slow Shen permanently and keep up in that fight. But he pretty much traded his life here for that mid inhibitor turret, which is a fair trade as long as there are no objectives taken as a result by TeamRealDeal.
TF using his ult to get to that bot lane. The wave clear is just really ridiculous. They're looking to push this bot tower right now while it's still up. We do have Shen teleporting to that bot tower from what I saw on my screen. I could be wrong. Oh, nope, he went top. My bad, my screen glitched. But a nice chunk of damage coming up from Zyra. That Blasting Wand just working really well for her. We do have Zac here looking to possibly start something. All of their ults are up except for TF's right now. So this is just going to be a nice little play, a safe tower for them at least.
Well, with Canada 5 having Baron, this is going to be an easy siege for them. This tower should go down fast. There's no reason TeamRealDeal should fight out here at this second tower. Jax is going to try to play aggressive on Shen, and with that permanent slow, Shen is probably going to die here, if I had to guess. And there's no way Shen's going to get an ulti off. He's got to communicate with his team that he's going to be going down. But then they force the engage with that gold card. and with the Zac Elastic Slingshot and get 2 more out of it. And Jax is going to get the 3rd kill, so this could easily be GG here.
That was just a really, really weird fight I saw there. It looks like they thought, hey, they have Baron, but I think we can still take him. The game's only 10 and 21, you know. And I don't feel like they had too much communication over that right now. We do have the Varus ult coming out, the Zyra ult on top of the Zenith Blade is going to dodge the Zenith Blade, and the ultimate from Leona coming out as a last minute spark before she did go down. And this might be GG right here, because Varus can just auto-attack this tower if he really needed to, but they are looking to back out, possibly play safe. The Baron buff is gone now, so I don't think they wanted to stay around too much while Fizz and Ezreal are up.
That was a huge deciding factor, that fight. Jax is able to just run down Shen. Shen had no shot there, staying alive. And with the miscommunication, there's no reason with Shen being caught out.
And that is the surrender vote right there.
Real Deal should have been at that outer turret.
So that is the GG's coming out. That is a game for Canada 5. A really, really good match. Something again, the AoE ults usually win, and they had more of them that game. The Zyra and the Varus ult just made team fight, like, it just picked up team fights. Didn't even make it, just really finished it.
And we look at, I'm going to go review damage dealt really fast. But Varus...
TF did the most overall damage dealt.
To minions and champions, but damage dealt to champions. Once we get into team fights, Ezreal's build actually did show that he did a good amount of damage dealt to champions. And although he did not go blue build and have the same sort of utility, he did put out the damage that he needed to. I think that game's deciding factor was how Fizz played. He misplayed a few times against Twisted Fate, and he misplayed on the turret dive and got Varus a couple kills. And Varus was able to snowball off of that. It's not all on Fizz, but that led to a big lead that Canada 5 was able to snowball.
I feel like some of the other issue was the lack of communication for TeamRealDeal right there. Not enough Shen ults were used in a timely manner that kept people alive. There was 2 times in particular where the Shen ult did get shut down because he used it a little bit too late and I feel like he did it without thinking. It was kind of, oh, I should probably go help this person, my shield will win it. But it didn't, and they just did a lot more damage, and the ults just should have came a second earlier. Another thing is Lee Sin had a few misplays as well, not being enough of the protection person he should have been with his shields. And I feel like that probably set them back quite a lot.